The cost of all this technological advancement is that the little that was left of humanity is going to disappear. Because what we're seeing today, the first metaverse is not some kind of like crypto that's being invented, whatever it's called, sandbox. That's not the first metaverse. I spoke about it in my book, I just didn't call it a metaverse, is society and the system and a city. That's what a city is. What do you do in the city? You go to the city and you live and you live your dreams and become whatever the fuck you want. You want to conquer the world, you go to Wall Street, you go work in a big high-rise building, create a huge corporation that's international, that has power, influence over nations. Isn't that? Who the fuck wants to do that? What kind of sane person? Remember, once upon a time you lived a simple life. Isn't that why people worship indigenous people? Well, their lives were, let's say, for the sake of simplicity, much simpler than ours. You don't need much in life to be content. So what's the city for? It's the place where we can concentrate the energies, create the necessary technologies to liberate us from nature's callings, so that my energy is now freed up and I can use my sexual creative energy to satisfy my mind's lust, greed, ego, attachment, and anger. My quest for conquest. I don't want to get into the details of why and all this, but you understand what I'm trying to say. So that's what the city is. You go to the city, you don't have to grow food. Food is brought to you. You don't have to go find water. Water is brought to you. You don't have to clean your clothes. You got a machine that does that. You don't have to even mow the lawn. Somebody does that for you. You don't have to remove the snow for the snow. Somebody does that for you. You don't have to even worry about your garbage. Somebody takes it. So all the basics to have a decent life in nature, somebody's doing that for you. So what do you do now? You don't even have to raise your own kid. You take your kid, if you have one, and you dump it. You raise it. And you send him to the best schools. Oh yeah, my son goes to the best school. George W. Bush went there. So you don't raise your kids. So woman at home, not necessary to raise the kids. Take the kid, dump him. Somebody takes care of them. So all those primary, basic human needs, basic biological needs are removed. So why in the city? You're there to live, create the life of your dreams, build the person that you wish you are, wish you would be, wish you could be, and you're there to construct that person. So what did you lose through that transition? Well, your connection, if you had any, let's pretend that you had some, to the natural rhythm of nature. You lost it. In the city, at night, it's full of light. Have you been to, those of you who've been to Vegas, you know in Vegas, this is like this tunnel of light. You walk, it's like light everywhere. This is fucked up. So night doesn't exist. Everything in nature is no longer there. You can live according to a whole other rhythm, which is the rhythm of the system of society or the big cities, metropolises that are all interconnected, connected to one thing, which is money. And I don't want to push this too far. You understand what I'm trying to say? So you lost something. And what's the metaverse if it's not the same, just faster and better? Because in the city, I still have to build a actual, let's say you want to build a skyscraper. You have to actually do it. You have to mobilize resources. You have to go get this elements and this elements, and you need thousands of people to actually do something. In the metaverse, you don't need this. A click of a button, it's there. So metaverse is just the city life, I don't know, 5.0. I don't know which version. It's like next level. So city folks, how far are they from nature and nature's rhythm? And then now the next version of the metaverse, which is the technological one, the one that you can plug your brain into, well, how much further away is it going to take you? Now, I don't know. We can speculate and we can have fun playing with this. There's no point. You can see already the morons with their telephones and their computers. They're zombies. So it's over. That moron has no sense of left or right or up or down. Can't feel any rhythm of nature, has no relation whatsoever. And this is so imagine now when the telephone is in his mind, in his brain. This is over. And what's the metaverse going to provide for him? You can do and be anything you want. Wasn't that what we were proposed by the city life and modernity? You can be and do whatever you want. But now the metaverse one is going to be perfectly ecological. You don't pollute. You can kill people, nobody dies. You can sink a ship, it doesn't destroy nature. You can go to this country or drive a Ferrari, or it doesn't hurt actual nature, which is where, quote unquote, we live, where your body lives. So what's the cost of this? Well, we'll have to see, but we can already see from the young generation what's the cost of this, because they're dumber than ever. But somehow they're connected. And here they are having all these conversations, all these debates, all these ethical conversations, which is a load of shit in between me and you. It's totally disconnected from reality. But in their world, that's real. So, my opinion is irrelevant. For them, where they live, the YouTube land, where all these millions of people are plugged and connected together, and they share certain values that were given to them, they now have these philosophical conversations and try to grow and become better people in the light of these modern values of emancipation. It's a load of shit. It ain't got nothing to do with reality, but that's their reality. And that's what's real. Who am I to say it's not real? Well, my opinion is irrelevant. It's real for them. So imagine next version. Now, I don't know what it's going to look like. We can speculate as much as you like. What happened? How does the next metaverse become where the metaverse can be, well, you're totally alone? You don't need, because on the internet there's millions of people. What happens if the next version you can literally be alone, but with people who are not real people? I don't know. What kind of person does that do? I don't know. Some smart people have said the movie The Matrix isn't a movie. It's a documentary. So what's the cost of this? Well, this is the cost we've been paying for this is not new. This is a price we've been paying and paying and paying since the so-called evolution of man, that's trying to go towards something which is to rise above the laws of nature, to free himself or herself or they selves, right? And to conquer death. The city being the next level of freedom that humanity has been able to create for themselves with their technologies. Here, we can do what we want, we can be what we want, and we don't have to be concerned with growing food. We're going to have these people there grow food, they're going to bring it to us. Imagine! Like, it takes months to grow fucking fruits. I'll go to the store, there's fruits all year long. I don't even go to the store, hell. I had somebody who goes to the store for me, I don't even bother going to the store. Facts. Imagine. Even that's too much. So what do you do with all that free time? So clearly there's something fundamental shifts. But the human, this is the key. The connection of the human being, man, woman, or whatever that human identifies at, it can never be separated from nature. Everything you see, including the metaverse, your stupid telephone, all of this is nature. It's nature's expression in one way, shape, or form. By which process it expressed itself like this, we've covered in previous video. It's irrelevant for now. The point is, everything is nature's power. Everything is Dharma. All of this is part of the story. So a human being, even though society, quote unquote, evolves to the point where people live in fucking machines, it doesn't really matter. If you can still be tuned to Dharma, which is everywhere. It is the basic current. I can be in the metaverse and be connected to Dharma anyways. What does it change for me? It's just another body. It's just another sheath, isn't it? As long as I remember who I am and I'm consciously connected to the river of life itself, who cares what I'm disguised at? The issue is that humanity, for the most part, is not connected, no longer, and it's been a long time, to the Dharma power. They're not connected to that river of life itself.